up and down, up and down, and up and down. Good. Okay, so from here, we are going to do our little warm-up for our pelvis. So we're just going to do our figure of 8. So knees soft. We're going to think about our coccyx being a pencil, and we're going to do our figure of 8 one way. Good. And really think about drawing it with a coccyx, because that's going to get you the most movement. Nice, guys, really good. Doesn't have to be fast, nice and slow is good. And then we're going to go the other way. So thinking about which your other way is. That was the wrong way. God, I totally started it this morning. That's still the same direction now. There we go. Okay, so going the other direction as well. Coordination is not my friend today, which it could be not great. And then we're going to come to legs kind of pelvis balanced on top of your femurs. Hold on. And then we're going to come to our rib cage. So hands around your rib cage. Good. And we're going to, gosh, hands around your rib cage. And for this one, we're going to push our rib cage forwards and pull our rib cage back. Push forwards, pull back. Push forwards, pull back. Then we're going to move it along the skyline, side to side. One side to the other side. Push, push, push. Nice. Then we're going to go forwards, to the side, to the back, to the side, forwards. So let's go, I'm going anti-clockwise the first time, and then let's go clockwise. So really think about it, to the sides and back, get a nice flowing circle. So round and round in a good flowing circle. Brilliant. Okay, so now arms. I'd like you just to swing your arms like giant pendulums. And I'd like you just to feel like they feel really free. And then your pendulum's going to get smaller and smaller. Little baby pendulum. Excellent. And then we're just going to take our ear down towards our shoulder. And then up to the front, ear down towards our shoulder. Then head back up, ear down towards our shoulder. Hand on that shoulder side is going to go over the top and just, it's just the weight of the arm is helping reach a little bit further. And we're going to reach the other hand away. Perfect. And then release, same thing, ear to shoulder. My neck's really stiff this morning. And then holding the ear, stretch the other hand away. Just going to stretch up those muscles. And then release back to the center. Good. So first we're going to warm up with a little breath as well. So feet are hip distance apart, knees are nice and soft. We've done a small warm up for our body, so we should be almost ready. We're going to take our hands and place them around your ribcage if you want to. I'd like you to feel the ribcage opening to the sides, behind, and then that softening into the sternum. So you can also have one hand on your sternum too if you like. We're going to do 3 breaths and then a nice slow apnea. I'm going to do one hand on my sternum. Shift your balance point forward on the balls of your feet. Feel your heels growing into the floor, your head moving towards the ceiling, your sacrum dropping towards the floor. 3 breaths, let's go for it. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs for as long as you like. Take your time with your rib opening. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. And when you need to inhale, inhale here and exhale, release. Okay, so the first pose we're going to look at is Freya. So this is the easier one of the stepping poses. So we're going to do it from the front first, or kind of semi-front. So we're going to take a step and we're going to move through it first, then we're going to add the breath. We want to have our feet hip distance apart, and we've got our forward lean already that we have from being in a standing pose. We want to always make sure in these poses that we're doing here that our ribcage stays in line with our pelvis. So we never want to be arching, so our back is arching like this, and we never want to be leaning ankle kilter with it either. We want to keep a lovely neutral spine. So shifting the balance point forward. The first thing we're going to do is step forward, and we're going to do this in breath work in a minute, but let's just run through the pose. So you're going to step forward first of all, and it can just be a little step forward. If you want to challenge yourself, we can take a much bigger step forward, but let's look at both of them. So take a little step forward first. We want to make sure when we step forward, we step directly in front of the foot, because otherwise that's how you get to wobble. We want to make sure the front knee is over the front ankle, and the back ankle is leaning forwards, as is the front ankle a little. So we're going to have a little bit of an angle here, but so it's a little bit of a kind of diagonal because we've got a little tiny lean forward. Now the big issue here is going to be where your pelvis is and your rib cage. So you want to check where your pelvis is, and we should feel like we've got a line that goes from the back heel all the way up through to the hip here. Then we're going to make sure, so we've got a nice straight line. The other thing, I've got to let someone in, this thing will be shut soon, so you'll just be able to come in. So the knee at the back is soft. So thinking about heel, knee soft into your pelvis. We want to then check that the pelvis is straight ahead, that you haven't twisted round to the front. So check in, put your hand on the top of your ASIS bone and check that it's pointing straight ahead, like two headlights pointing straight ahead. And that's the same for all these poses that we're going to be doing today. Then we want to check in with the rib cage, because naturally we might want to stand upright a bit like this. So we've got this little tilt forwards of the ribs. So I'd like you to take your rib cage and I'd like you to angle your rib cage so it's in line with the pelvis. Good. Okay. Now let's talk arms. You can pick for this first one where you want your arms. We can either have them internally rotated, see how that feels for you, or externally rotated. So pick which one you prefer for this morning, just now. Then we're going to place our hands in whichever one we've chosen. Now I'd like you to press through your heels as if you're pressing into the floor with your heels. Now I'd like you to press your head away. Now I'd like you to open your shoulder blades. And I'd like you to feel like you've got that hula hoop either around your arms or you're stretching stretching a piece of elastic away, depending on which hands you're in. Okay, now from here, feel your feet are evenly weighted-ish, but we've got that little lean forward at the same time. Okay, let's go for it. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling here, exhaling, releasing. So we're going to do the other side. Now, with Freya, so this one's called Freya, you can take as big step forward or as little step forward as you want. The bigger the step though, so when you take a much bigger step, the more slanted the upper body has to become to keep everything in alignment. So you're going to take the step you're comfortable with, but try and take a little bit of a bigger step than you did last time. So we're going to take a bigger step forward if we can. If you feel comfortable with a small step, just stay there. Okay, so same things apply. We've got our back heel on the floor, our knees soft, our pelvis is lined up like headlights towards the front. Our rib cage, we need to line our rib cage up with our pelvis. So we've got this lovely long space between the rib cage and the pelvis all the way around. Shoulders are nice and wide. So now I've got quite a big lean. I'm going to lean a little bit more from my feet. So we've still got that forward lean position. Nice, Becky, good. And then we're going to internally rotate our hands, or externally, whichever one you pick to use. And now head. We want to make sure that the neck is long at the front and the back. So we don't want to be looking down towards our toes, and we don't want to be looking towards the front. We want to be looking kind of towards the end of the mat. Okay, now press your heels into the floor. I'd like you to feel like you're lengthening from the back heel all the way up to the crown of the head. And I'd like you to feel like you're pulling your heel away from the floor at the front up towards your knee. But we're still pressing into the floor with the heels. Got that? Okay, let's go for it. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale, release. Okay, so we're going to do that a little bit quicker, and we're going to move into the pose during the breaths. So we're going to move on each exhale. So we're going to, each inhale, I'd like you just to take the inhale to take stock of what you should be thinking about. So when we do our first exhale and step forward, we're going to be thinking about making sure our feet are in the right place, and our legs are in the right place, and our pelvis is in the right place. Then we're going to inhale again, and as we exhale, we're going to work on our top half. So I'm going to cue you to tilt the top half forward, and then I want you to think about the length through your spine on your next inhale. And then on the next exhale, we're going to do arms. Are we all good? Should we try it? So feet hip distance apart, knees soft. Finding that balanced pelvis first, your ribcage on top of your pelvis, shoulders nice and relaxed. Shift your balance point forward. Pick which arm position you're going to use. We're going to pick a low one, so either internal or externally rotated. I'll go external this time. So, ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, step forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Adjust, 2, 3, ribcage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen, 2, 3, out. Arms are going to come up, so either internally or externally. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale, release. It's much easier when we step into it and don't hold it for ages, eh? Let's do the other side. This time, no cueing. You're going to think about the cues in your own head. I'm just going to count the breaths. So I'm going to do internal rotation this time. Balance point forward. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3. Step forward with the other foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3. Out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale, release. So, when you're thinking about that when we do it in class, you're thinking first of all, on the first break, you're thinking legs and pelvis. Second move, you're thinking rib cage, and third move, arms. So that we've got, so you've got something, a roadmap in your head for it. The next one we're going to look at is Persephone. Now, if you want to just stay with the pose we just did, then that's fine. Persephone just adds a little bit more to that. So in Persephone, we're going to do it in stages. So the first stage is we're going to take a really big step forward so that our heel is off the floor behind us. It follows the same principle as Freya, though, because if you were to take that really big step forward and step right in front of you, you'd be like, oh, ma, can't balance. So I'd like you to make sure you're either stepping in front or a little bit out towards the side to give you more balance. So take your giant step forward. Now, we want to make sure our pelvis is pointing straight ahead. Good. The next thing we want to think about here is to make sure that this back knee is soft. The next thing we want to think about here is that our rib cage is in line with our pelvis. And now you can see if I step forward like this, I'm like almost leaning backwards with my rib cage. So I want to roll my rib cage forwards. Then from here, we're going to pick an arm position again. Pick which one you want for balance, either this one or this one. And we want to make sure our neck is long, both at the front and the back again. Then the pose runs like this. We're going to inhale, and we want to imagine somebody's holding our knee at the back, gently off the floor. And we're going to push that person's hand down towards the floor. And as we do, our pelvis shifts position, but our ribs stay on top of our pelvis. And then as we exhale, we press ourselves back up. So the movement's all happening from that back knee. So let's try a few. You're going to do your 3. So we're going to push down, then we're going to press up. We're going to push down, pushing that person down, press up. We're going to push down, press up, then your apnea. So close your mouth and nose, your apnea. And then during your apnea, you're going to press that back knee back down. Down, 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 down. As far as it's comfortable for you. Okay, and then release. Now that pressing down of the knee can come to wherever is great for you. It doesn't have to come all the way towards the floor. You know, if for you, this is your comfort level just now, that's fine. Yeah, you're working with your body, not my body. You don't want to argue my body this morning, it's an agony. So we're going to do the other side. So same thing on the other side, this time a little bit quicker. So remember, the big thing about this is pushing the knee down. Yeah, because we want to really feel that effort through the legs and through the glutes and through the pelvic floor. Okay, internally rotating or externally rotating. And we're going to take a big step forward. So we're going to move on the exhales. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, big step forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, adjust the top of your ribs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs, hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press down, 2, 3, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move from your pelvis, 2, 3, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press down, 2, 3, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs as you press down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale, release. Really well done. Shake the arms off, shake the legs off. Perfect. We're going to come down onto the mat now. I'm going to make my camera be a little bit closer. So we're going to come down on the mat and we're going to look at Callisto. So Callisto is like the downward dog version in Hypopressives. Okay. Maybe done that too low down. Okay. Cool. So, downward dog we do from on our hands and knees, from Gaia. However, if you're someone that struggles with your wrists, you can do this from Maya. So we're going to learn it from Maya first, and then we'll do it from the full pose in Gaia. In Maya, it's called mini Callisto. So we're going to go through the principles on our forearms for the people who can't use their wrists, because we want to make sure everybody is happy here. So we're going to come first of all into Maya. So we want to make sure our knees are directly underneath our hips. I don't know, I'm going to tuck all my clothes in, otherwise they'll fall off when I do this. So we want to make sure our hands are directly underneath our shoulders, our knees are directly underneath our hips. We're going to place our hands with our elbows. So we're coming right down into Maya here. Good. Then from here, we want to think about the movement in this pose. So we're going to do our 3 breaths and then our apnea. During our apnea breath, so we've got our toes curled underneath, we're pressing our body lightly away from the floor already because it's boiling hot from our original pose. During the apnea, I'd like you to load your forearms. So you're going to actually move your shoulders forward a little, and then you're going to soften your knees, pressing them up. And we're going to come up as far as is comfortable for you, and make sure that the load is over the shoulders and over the forearms. Okay? Come back down. Okay, we're ready for this. Yeah? Okay, so we're going to do our 3 breaths. Now, the biggest thing here is I'm just going to adjust the camera a bit because I look a bit like, so you can see a little bit clearer. Okay. So, 3 breaths. Enjoy those 3 breaths because on the apnea we're coming up. So, tucking your toes underneath, pressing your heels away. You're thinking about your boiling hot floor that you're barely touching. You're gazing back towards your knees, and your head stays in line with your neck and with your shoulders as we come up. So ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Start your apnea. As you start your apnea, pushing yourself forward a little so you're loading your forearms, and then pressing your knees up and just allowing your pelvis to follow your knees, and then making sure that you're loading over your forearms. Nice, some good shapes here. When you need to inhale, inhale here, and exhale, come down. Good. So that pose is the baby pose. That's the slightly easier pose. Now, if we want to make that pose a little bit more difficult, she says, as we come up during the apnea, so you start your apnea breath. So we're going to do our 3 breaths again in a minute. But as you start your apnea breath, your apnea starts to build. You've pulled yourself over. Then you're going to curl your neck. And remember, when we curl our neck in hypopressives, we're trying to pull our neck as far away from our body as we can. And then you come up. So your head is tucking underneath as you come up, loading those shoulders. And we get this lovely stretch across the back of our body into that bit that will help our head feel really comfortable sitting on top of our shoulders. Nice, Jane. That looked good. Let's do it with the apnea. Oh God, we're just going to have time for Callisto, I think. It always takes longer than I think. So, knees directly underneath your hips, elbows directly underneath your shoulders, toes tucked underneath, boiling hot floor. 3 breaths. So ready to inhale. Now cue you as we go. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Start widening your ribs, bringing your head away from your body, trying to curl it underneath towards the floor, lengthening your legs as you press forwards onto your forearms. Hold until you need to inhale. I want to see these shapes. Inhale there and exhale, come down. Really nice, guys, really good. So we're going to stay with that one because I'd like to move us on to Aphrodite rather than doing the big Callisto so that you have a nice lying down pose as well. So let's move into Aphrodite. So we're going to come to lying on our backs. This might be troublesome for me. Okay, so Aphrodite as a pose. We did a big session on this ages ago, but what we want to think about, so we're coming into our bridge position. But in hypopressives, the bridge position requires us to activate the anterior chain rather than the traditional glute squeeze bridges where we activate the posterior chain. So that's the back of our body and our glutes. So we want to really be activating the front. And the way that we do this is as we come up, we tilt our pelvis just a little to give us the space to move up. So we tilt our pelvis backwards a little so our lower back comes towards the floor. And then we feel like we've got something attached to our knees that's pulling our knees up towards the corners of our root, all the way up. And it's this anterior, so we're activating the anterior chain, and you should feel like you're being pulled by your knees, and that pull is going all the way through your pelvis, all the way up to your shoulders. Okay, and come back down for a minute. Now the other thing to watch for when we come up into Aphrodite is that when we come up, we have this true line from the knees all the way to the shoulders. Quite often when people come up into a bridge position, they try to push their rib cage much, much higher than the rest of them because, you're thinking about like a shoulder bridge from yoga. But actually what we want to do is we want to make sure the rib cage is in line with the pelvis. So we're almost trying to pull the rib cage down towards the floor to keep that alignment. Now, if you can't make it all the way up to that long straight line, that's also okay, as long as you make sure, as your knees get pulled up, that your rib cage and pelvis stay in line with each other. So you can be much lower as long as you've got the same space all the way around in Aphrodite. The other thing you want to watch for here is you want to make sure that you're not pushing with your feet to come up. We want to try and keep our feet the same weight on the floor as they were before we started to move up. So this is a challenge bit. So hands will be on the floor. So we're going to have a little check of how that feels. So to help us, we've got the back of our shoulders on the floor. We're pressing lightly through our arms, and they've got the same weight on the floor as our feet. Then we're going to just try it. So you're going to push, tilt your pelvis a little, push your knees up, and try and keep the same weight on your feet as you've got on your shoulders, keeping your ribs in line with your pelvis. Totally different pose now from some people, eh? And then we're going to come back down. So we are going to come up on the last exhale and perform our apnea up there. So ready to inhale. Remember, even weight is a big thing. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, tilt and come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale, come down. Now we're going to do that. You can add, I'm going to give you your options. The options here are to come into dorsiflexion, so you've got less balance point. And the second thing is to bring your hands over the top of your head. Now you can bring the hands wherever's comfortable for you over the top of the head. If that's to here, this is great. If that's to here, this is great. If it's all the way down to here, this is also great. So just wherever's good for your body, you do you. Okay, so arms on the floor, last one for today. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, tilt and come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose, pause. Widen your ribs. Option to dorsiflex, option to bring the arms over. Keep the apnea. The most important thing is holding the apnea, pushing your knees away, lengthening through that anterior chain. When you need to inhale, inhale here, and exhale, release and come down. Good. Pull your knees in towards your chest a little bit. Perfect.